Hi everyone, good evening. Good evening, all of you. Can you all please quickly confirm if I'm clearly visible and audible to all of you? Hello everyone. Hello Avuday, Hadya, Saurabh, good evening, good evening. Can you all please quickly confirm if I am clearly visible and audible to all of you so that we can begin this session? Good evening, Sanidhi, Radha Vinod. Smriti. Okay, great. So I've got a confirmation from some of you that I am clearly visible and audible. So friends, welcome back once again today on the YouTube channel as well as the application of BYJU'S exam prep. Now today we are going to do test to QA analysis and some of the strategy that we can make for slot three of Snap 2023 based on the two slots that have already happened. So yesterday, slot number two happened on 17th of December. And today we are going to have a look at some of the QA questions. Okay. And based on it, we'll be discussing what strategy we should be now implementing for slot number three. Though we have very less amount of time left, the third slot, the final test slot number three is on 22nd of December. So nothing much we can do. Okay. Okay. So people are saying all right, so rather Vinod, you're saying slot 2 में 50-53 के आसपास with a good accuracy will be safe. Slot 2 तो already हो चुका है, like it has already happened yesterday. I don't know if you're asking about slot 3, but if you have around 53 attempts with a good enough accuracy, that means you are somewhere sitting, you're sitting somewhere above 45 marks. And 45 marks, yes, it's a decent score to get a call from SIBM Pune and SCMHRD, the top two colleges on the snap. As tossed slot 2 very easy to moderate. Any guesses for slot 3? Sort of, I can only make a guess. Slot 1 and slot 2, if I'll do the comparison, there were some questions which were easy. There was one section which was easy. There was one section which was not easy. There was one section which was similar. So based on that, nothing specific can be said about slot number three, but we are all we are all allowed to have some guesses. So we'll look into it. So slot three इससे ऊपर लेवल तो नहीं हो सकता एंड अब सेम लाइन पर ही रहेगा मोक्ष this is what I can guess that it will be on the similar lines somewhere around the level of difficulty of slot 1 and slot 2. It can be a mix of both the slots as far as the difficulty level is concerned, right? So nothing in specific, nothing certain can be said about this thing. So we all can predict, we all can keep our finger crossed and prepare as per the level of difficulty what we have seen in the first two slots of Snap 2023. All right. So let's have a look at first of all what has happened in this examination. So if I look at the paper pattern, it was exactly the same the way we have got in Snap 2022, okay, and the way we have got in slot number one of Snap 2023. So there were 15 questions in general English, there were 25 questions in analytical and logical reasoning, and there were 20 questions including quant, DI, and DS. So overall 60 questions with no sectional time limit, and total of 60 minutes were given. The marking scheme was also the same, +1 for every correct and -1/4 for every wrong. No sectional time limits. I'm again repeating this. Please keep this particular thing in your mind. Okay. Now, level of difficulty that we have seen in Snap 2022. So, general English was easy. Analytical and logical reasoning was moderate, and quant DIDS, the third section, was easy to moderate. A similar kind of level of difficulty is what we have seen in the first two slots of this year. I'll be comparing these two slots separately as well. All right. Now, talking about paper pattern that we have seen in test 1 and test 2. I mean, slot 1 and slot 2 of SNAP 2023. So, like I've discussed, it has remained the same 15, 25, and 20 questions in general English, reasoning, and quant, respectively. Now, the important thing is level of difficulty of test 1 and test 2 in comparison with each other. Now, when we have seen easy level of difficulty for general English, test 2, we saw slight increase in the level of difficulty. Okay, it was easy to moderate. For analytical and logical reasoning, it was easy to moderate, and again, there was a slight increase, it was moderate. Okay, so in these two sections, we have seen slightly, though it was very difficult to make out, but if we compare the questions, apples with apples, mangoes with mangoes, so if you'll compare the questions, then you will find the level of difficulty it increased slightly in general English as well as reasoning section in slot 2 as compared to slot 1. But in quant DIDS, the level of difficulty reduced slightly. So when we could say it was moderate in slot 1, then it became easy to moderate in slot 2. Looking at the overall level of difficulty, both the level of difficulty can be set as between easy to moderate level. Okay. All right. Great. Some questions for slot 3. Okay. No, sir, I meant I did not attempt 53 yesterday, sir. No, sir, I meant I did attempt 53 yesterday. So good, rather Vinod, if you have attempted 53 questions yesterday and if you can score 50, that is a wonderful score. Okay, so could you please bring some questions on seating arrangement as well? Smriti, not right now. I have covered some questions in the previous sessions. So all the sessions you will find uploaded on YouTube. Okay, so you can have a look at those sessions. Today, I'll be discussing 5, 6 questions that came in the QA section in yesterday's examination. Okay, I'm getting around 35 to 40 in mocks. How to increase my marks above 42? So with me, just do one thing. After taking a test, do a proper analysis. Look at the mistakes that you are committing and try to plug in those loopholes. All right. Now, moving forward in this session, if I look at yesterday's slot highlights, so yes, quant was easier as compared to test 1, definitely easier. General English and reasoning were slightly tougher as compared to slot 1. Logical reasoning, verbal reasoning was easy when logical reasoning, in logical reasoning section, verbal reasoning was easy, whereas analytical reasoning, there were 1, 2 questions which were on tougher side. Okay, so these are the things that we have seen in yesterday's examination. Now, these are the list of topics that came in yesterday's examination. So, test 1 and test 2, both of them. So, in test 1, fill in the blanks, there were 3 fill in the blanks. In test 2, there were again 3 fill in the blanks, right? Proverbs were missing in slot number 2. Conjunctions, when there was one question in slot number 1, there was no question in slot number 2. Likewise, you can compare all these questions, and if you want to do something in these last 2 or 3 days, make sure that you are revising all the types of questions that appeared in slot 1 as well as slot 2. Okay, so don't think that if proverbs were there in slot number 1 and they were missing in slot number 2, then you are going to leave them altogether. No, please look at the questions which are related to proverbs, nouns, picking the correct option, adverb, adjective, antonyms, synonyms. So brush up your vocabulary as well for the third slot. Okay, so make sure that you are covering up each and every topic that we have seen in both the slots combined, slot 1 as well as a slot 2. Okay, right? Now, in analytical and logical reasoning, these were the types of questions. Okay. Now in slot 1, when there were 16 questions from analytical reasoning, there were 15 in slot 2. So slight change. You cannot say that the pattern was different. So it was approximately the same, right? 16 say 15 ho gaye. You can treat this as the same pattern. Verbal reasoning, When analytical reasoning, there was -1. Verbal reasoning, one question increased. So earlier it was 9, now it became 10. All right. Okay. Now talking about the third section, Quant, DI, and DS. So as usual, we have seen majority of questions coming from arithmetic. So out of 20 questions, when we saw 8 questions from arithmetic in slot 1, there were 9 questions in test number 2, slot 2. Algebra, it remained the same, 4 questions in both the slots. Geometry, there were 3 questions in slot 1, only 1 question in slot 2. Numbers, there was no question earlier, now there were 2 questions. Modern maths, there were 4, now it was 2. And data interpretation, earlier it was 1, now there were 2 questions from data interpretation. Again, we did not see any question on data sufficiency. Okay, so one thing can be said. Okay, please don't think that it will certainly happen. Okay, one thing can be predicted for slot 3. There may not be any question of data sufficiency. May not be. Please, okay, listen to the words that I'm saying. So there may not be any question from data sufficiency. You may find 1 or 2 questions from data interpretation and a similar pattern. Arithmetic 8 to 9 questions. Algebra once again 4 or 5 questions. Geometry definitely like 2 or 3 questions will be there. Number system, you can expect 1. Modern maths, yes, you can expect 2 or 3 questions. All right. So again, brush up all the types of questions that were there in slot 1 and slot 2. I am repeating it again and again. Brush up each and every concept, brush up each and every type of question that was covered in these 2 slots. All right. Fine. Now, like at the beginning of the session, I said that nothing much can be done. It's just that some of the students who are asking like, what can I do to increase my marks by another 5 or 10? So based on whatever mocks that you are taking, make sure that you are doing a proper analysis of each and every question. Okay. Now, based on that, identify your weak areas and try to revise all the formulas or the concepts that you are missing right now. Okay. Now let's quickly have a look at some of the questions that appeared in yesterday exam. Okay, I'll not be solving all the questions. You must have done that already. Okay, so I am just showing you some of the questions. Okay, so one of the questions was on linear equations in 2 variables. So basically here you can make 2 equations, 5 trousers and 8 shirts. 5a plus 8b is equal to 7350. 3 trousers, 3a plus 5b. 3 trousers and 5 shirts cost 4475. So find the cost of one trouser. We'll have to find out the value of A. So it's better to eliminate variable B. Okay, B ko eliminate karo. Equation number 1 multiplied by 5. Equation number 2 multiplied by 8. Do the subtraction. 25 minus 24. Already A will come. So 7350 into 5 minus 4475 into 8 will be your answer. Okay, so probably you will take a little bit time to do the calculation, but I can say that once you have formed the equation, it will take another 30 seconds for you to get the answer of this question. Okay, so Abudai has already mentioned that you have got the answer as 950. Okay, so 950. What about the students who are on the application, sir? Is this class anyhow useful for students preparing for other exams as ZAT and CMAT? Faizan, no, right now, not this specific session. We are just discussing whatever can be done for slot 3 of SNAP 2023. Okay, so not as such useful for CMAT and ZAT. What you can do is you can have a look at the questions that I am covering in this session. All right. Okay, so as one of the students has mentioned the answer here, uh, the answer as what? Like it's 950. Yes, you can solve this and post your answer. Okay, right? All right. चलिए आगे चलते हैं. Now let's have a look at the next one. So first question was easy. Yes, John and James appeared for a strategic management exam. John got 18 marks more than James, and his marks were and his marks were 60% of the total marks secured by them. How many marks did John got? So let's say John has A and Jones scored B marks. Okay. Now John got 18 marks more than James. एक second. Okay. What are there three people or is it some calculation error? Okay. So John, James. Okay. I think only these two people are there. So it's not Jones, it's James. Right? So let's say X marks and John got 18 marks more than James. So X minus 18. Right? Clear? Now James, ठीक है, John got 18 marks more than James and his marks were, whose marks? John's marks were 60% of the total marks. 60% of the total marks secured by them. Total marks secured by them will be 2x minus 18. Right? Now you can simplify this and you can get the answer. Two of the students have already mentioned that 54 will be the correct answer for this question. Saurav and Moksh, yes, 54 is the correct answer for this one. How many marks did John got? You'll have to find out the value of x after simplifying this expression. Okay, right? चलिए आगे चलते हैं. Let's move forward and look at the next question. Fine, you all can post the answer of this one. So I want to discuss this one. This is an interesting question. Now, four ladies have bought one child each for admission to the school. The principal wants to interview all the 8 persons, subject to a condition that no mother is interviewed before her child. Okay, so let's say we have four mothers, M1, M2, M3, M4. And four children, C1, C2, C3, and C4. The number of ways interviews can be conducted for 8 of them without any condition. The number of ways in which the interviews can be conducted for 8 of these people without any condition will be 8 factorial. All right. Now, we have to make sure that, so the condition is no mother is interviewed before her child. So if I look at any pair of mother and child, so no mother will be interviewed before her child. So that means first of all, her child will be interviewed and then the mother. So interchanging the sequence of mother and child will give me two different sequences, M1 and C1 and then C1 and M1, right? So if I want to make sure that first of all the child will be interviewed and the mother will be interviewed, so I divide it by 2 factorial. Now 2 factorial for each of these 4 pairs. So divided by 2 factorial, divided by 2 factorial, divided by 2 factorial and divided by 2 factorial. So I will divide it by 2 factorial 4 times and that will be the answer of this question. So 8 factorial divided by 2 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial. That will be the answer. You can simplify and yes, Saurabh, your answer seems to be correct. It will be option B. All right. Great. Let's move on to the next one. Yashwant, fruit vendor, deals in variety of fruits. He purchased 11 pineapples for 10 and he sold 10 pineapples to promote for 11. Find his profit percentage. A very simple one. So cost price per pineapple. So he purchased 11 pineapples for rupees 10. So cost price per pineapple is 10 upon 11. Selling price per pineapple. 10 pineapples he is selling for 11 rupees. So 11 upon 10. So you can calculate the ratio of cost price and selling price. So 10 upon 11 divided by 11 upon 10. So that will be equal to 100 divided by 121. So here you can calculate the profit percentage. So when cost price is 100, selling price is 121. So there is a profit of 21 rupees over the cost price of 100. So the profit percentage will be 21 percentage. Done? Simple question tha ye bhi. Okay. So it's just the way you are using to solve this question that will make a difference in the time that you are taking and that will again make a difference in the number of questions you are able to attempt in this paper. ठीक है, आगे चलते हैं. Next question. There are two pillars of equal height on both sides of the road. Of equal height, ठीक है. From a point on the road, the angle of elevation of the top of both the poles is 600. Oh no, it could not be 600. It's 60 degrees and 30 degrees respectively. If the width of the road is 240, find the height of the pillar. Right. So, two pillars of equal heights are already given. From a point on the road, the angle of elevation. So, let's say this is the point. So, this angle will be less. Let's say this will be 30 degrees and this will be more. That is 60 degrees. Okay. Let's say height of each of these pillars is x. Right. So, this is, let's say, A, B, C, D, and E. So AB is x. So we'll calculate the length of BC in terms of x. Same, DE is given as x, and we'll calculate the length of CE in terms of x. Right? So 1 is to root 3 is to 2 is the ratio. So this will be x root 3 and this will be x upon root 3. The sum of both of them is given as 240 and you can find out the value of x. So x root 3 plus x upon root 3 will be equal to 240. Get the value of x and hence the answer. So x का value अगर मैं x common लेता हूं, it is looking like 240 root 3 upon 4. That is a 60 root 3. Now 1.732 multiplied by 6, 1.7 into 6, so 1. So 103.9. 103.9. Yes, option B is the correct answer of this question. Okay, so guys, this is the speed at which you need to solve the questions in your actual examination, right? अभी जो मैंने direct relation लिखा, I did not use tan 60 or tan 30. I remember this relation in a triangle 30, 60, 90 triangle. The ratio of the sides will be 1 is to root 3 is to 2. So if you remember this, you will be able to save your time. If you don't remember this, you will take probably extra 20 seconds or 30 seconds to get the answer of this question. Okay, so please revise such things. Okay, next question. Log x is given, log y is given. You'll have to find out the value of x plus y. Now, one of the relations, log x minus, no, I'll not use x and y, I'll use other variables. Log a minus log b can be written as log of a upon b. Okay, so this part will become log of 4.8 divided by 1.6. Okay, that is equal to log x. So log x will be equal to log 3. From here I'll get the value of x as 3. अब इतना सब लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है अगर ये चीज पता है, ये फॉर्मूला पता है, ये रिलेशन पता है. कोई फॉर्मूला नहीं है, एक सिंपल सा रिलेशन है. Similarly, log y will be equal to log of 4.6 divided by 2.3, that is 2. So y का value 2 आ जाएगा. Exactly on the same lines. So x is 3, y is 2, x plus y will be equal to 5. हार्डली लाइक जिसने ये वाला लॉग्स का चैप्टर, लॉगरिथम्स का चैप्टर जिसने भी एक भी बार स्टडी किया है, इफ यू हैव प्रैक्टिस 10 or 15 questions based on logs, if you understand the basic properties of logarithms, then this question will not take 20 seconds. 20 seconds से ज्यादा का क्वेश्चन नहीं है. I hope like you also believe the same thing. Okay, it is not the question of more than 20 seconds. Okay, now let's move on and look at one of the questions of upstreams and downstreams from time, speed, distance. Now Gopi takes 18 hours to travel upstream from A to B and coming back to C which is exactly in the middle of A and B. Okay, if the velocity of the river, speed of river is 6 and the speed of Gopi in still water is 10, then find the distance between A and C. Okay, now speed upstream will be equal to 10 minus 6, that is 4. Speed downstream will be 10 plus 6, that is 16. No need to write it. मैंने just explain करने के लिए लिख दिया है. You don't have to write it separately in your examination. Why you don't have to write it? Because it consumes time. Time लगता है इसके अंदर. Okay. Now, let's say the distance between A and B is 2x. So the distance between A and C, B and C. C is the midpoint. So this distance is x, this distance is x, A and B. These are the 2 points. Okay. So firstly, to travel a distance of 2x upstream, the time taken will be 2x divided by 4. Then to come back to point C, that means downstream a distance of x at a speed of 16. The total time taken is 18 hours. Simplify this, get the value of x. ठीक है? So x upon 2 plus x upon 16 is equal to 18. 9x upon 16 is equal to 18. So the value of x will be equal to 32. Okay, so x का value 32 आ गया. This is the distance between A and C. So the correct answer will be option A, that is 32. Simple. किसी का भी आंसर नहीं आया ये वाला. I think you didn't solve it. Nobody. किसी ने तो सॉल्व किया होगा. चलिए, never mind. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं. बेसिक क्वेश्चन ऑन रेशियोज. Kaustav and Sons have 5 companies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The ratio of profits of 1, 2, 3 are 5 is to 6 is to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then 2, 4 and 5 का ratio 8 is to 9 is to 12. So this is the ratio. Now if I have to make a common ratio for all of them, so 6 and 8 इनका LCM 24 होता है. So I'll multiply the first ratio by 4 and second ratio by 3. Okay, and I'll obtain the common ratio. So it will be 20 is to 24 is to 28 is to 27 is to 36. So this is the combined ratio. What is the total profit of 5 companies if the difference in the profit of C1 and C5? This difference is given as 32. Okay. So 20x and 36x. 16x, this is given as 32. So x ka value 2 aa jayega. Now you can add up all these, okay, and get the total profit. It's 20, 24, 28, 27, 36. 40, 60, 80, 95, 99, 135 multiplied by 2, that is 270. 270, option B will be the correct answer of this question. 3 students have already mentioned that. Okay, right? Simple question. Again, look at the way I'm solving these. Not taking more than 1 minute for every question. Okay. Next question. This was the question of Venn diagrams. So I don't know, like what will be the correct way of solving it. Okay. I think the data is not matching, so we'll see if the data is matching or not. Okay. So there are 100 people. There are 100 people in total. So मुझे कुछ डेटा में गड़बड़ लग रही है, but let's see. There are 100 people who read A, B and C 3 newspapers. So I draw a quick Venn diagram of the 3 newspapers A, B and C, right? So people who read A, B and C are 25, 26 and 26. 25, 26 and 26 respectively. The number of people who read A and C is 11. B and C is 8 and A and C is 9. All 3 is 3. Okay, this is the data that is given. Find the number of people who read exactly one newspaper if the number of people who read all 3 newspapers is 3. So this is the data that is given. अब यहाँ 11 है, यहाँ 8 आ जाएगा, 6 and 5. Based on that, only A will be 25 minus these 3. So 14 and 3, 17. This will be 8. 14, this will be 12. 13, 16, this will be 10. So only one newspaper, 8 plus 12 plus 10. 8 plus 12 plus 10, that is 30. So yes, I think there is no problem with the data that I have written. So 30, option B is the correct answer of this question. Wonderful, great. Let's move on and look at the next question. Jairam has decided to distribute his assets worth rupees 8 lakh 20, नहीं, 82 lakh कितना है ये 8,25,000. I'm sorry, 8,25,000. Three children in this ratio. 1 by 15 is to 1 by 21 is to 1 by 35. पहले इस रेशियो को सिंप्लीफाई कर लेते हैं. Three denominators, their LCM is 105. I'll multiply all the three ratios with 105. So 105 divided by 15 will be 7. 105 divided by 21 will be 5. 105 divided by 35 will be 3. So the ratio is 7 is to 5 is to 3. Right? What was the least of all the three shares? Least of all the three shares will be for this one, the third person, right? So the ratio is 7 is to 5 is to 3, and I have to find out this value. The sum of 8,25,000 is given. So 3 divided by 7 plus 5 plus 3, that is 15, multiplied by 8,25,000. Okay, now 15 को cancel करने की कोशिश करते हैं. 15 into 5 is 75 and 5. Okay, something like this. 55 into 3 is 165,000. So 165,000, option D is among the options. Okay, great. Next question. Raghu's age is 3 years more than 4 times of Hemant's age. Okay, 5 years down the line, Raghu's age will be 1 year more than thrice Hemant's age. So Raghu and Hemant, two people are given. Okay, Raghu, Hemant. Raghu's age is 3 years more than 4 times Hemant's age. Let's say Hemant's age is X. So 4 times Hemant's age is 4x. 3 years more than that. So 4x plus 3. So Raghu's age is 3 more than 4 times the Hemant's age. दोनों की एजेस एक्स की टर्म्स में आ गई. आंसर ऑलरेडी आ गया है मेरे पास. 5 years down the line, Raghu's age will be 1 year more than thrice Hemant's age. So 5 years down the line, if I'll add 5 years to both of them, so this will become 4x plus 8, and this is already x plus 5. Okay, so Raghu's age will become 1 year more than thrice Hemant's age. Thrice Hemant's age, 3 times x plus 5 plus 1. 1 year more than 3 times Hemant's age. Equation is in front of you. Find the value of x. So 4x minus 3x. X is equal to 15 plus 1, 16 minus 8, that is 8. So x ka value 8 aa gaya. Find the present age of Raghu. So this is what you'll have to find out. 4x plus 3. So 4 into 8 plus 3, 32 plus 3 is 35. Yes, 35 is the correct answer. Can you see how easy these questions are? You must have discussed more than 10 questions, and each of these questions is easy. So you could easily have targeted 15, 16 questions in this paper of SNAP out of these 20 questions. Few questions were different, but you could have easily targeted like around 15 questions in like out of 20 in the QA section. Right now, these are the score versus percentile for the last year of SNAP examination. This year, right now, I cannot predict anything. Yesterday, in the session taken by Gautam sir, he has mentioned some of like he told you some of his predictions based on the level of difficulty of the first two slots of SNAP. So these are the scores at which you can achieve different percentiles. Okay, so this is about SNAP 2022. The paper pattern and the level of difficulty was kind of similar, so you can expect the same things to happen this year. Now, SNAP 2022 college percentiles. So you have seen score versus percentile chart, and this is what you can have a look at SNAP 2022 college percentile. So SIBM Pune, the cutoff was 98.5 plus. SCMHRD, it was 98 plus. SIIB somewhere between 93, 95, SIBM Bangalore, the next college 91 to 92, and the other colleges after that. All right. So, friends, that is all from my side for this session. I hope all of you will do good in slot 3 as well. All right. So, all the very best for that. MBA examinations test series in front of you for non-CAT examinations which are left for you. You can enroll at BYJU'S exam prep in this test series that is specially curated by IM alumni. You can enroll now for OMET tests, CAT 2023-24 online classes for OMETs, other management entrance tests. Okay, so this entire program will have 100 plus live sessions, 250 plus recorded sessions, recorded videos, 50 plus mocks, and more than 10,000 topic wise practice questions. You can have a look at CAT College Predictor, which is based on percentile. And using this, you can know which IMs you are likely to get a call from, along with CAT percentile required. CAT 2023 score calculator and percentile predictor is already there. So know your predicted CAT score right after your examination. That's all from my side, my dear friends. Thank you very much for being a part of this session. All the very best. Bye bye.